Good morning everyone! In this video we will see how to approach the assembly of a kit. We will do it with simple tools and methods that are easy to use for anyone. Let's have a closer look. Today we will work on these two kits and we will give you all the suggestions needed. Here is what we find inside the box: the printed parts, the instructions, and the decals. And of course, the profiles of the vehicle printed inside of a small book. What do we need to start assembling? Let's see in details. These are the basic tools: tweezers, limes, white glues for crystal parts, glue for plastic, cutter, sandpaper, cutter, shears, scissors. And some of these tools are normally available in our house. It's very important to follow the instruction. So see the number written on instruction and see the number written on the parts. Strictly close this instruction to proceed and cut the parts. Let's see how it's done. Now that we have cut the pieces of step 1, let's proceed with cleaning them. Here's how to remove the excess plastic, and be careful, always pay attention to your hands and work on a table free from other objects and try to be precise. And now it's time to use the cutter. With this tool we will cut away the exceeded plastic on our parts. Always be careful. If you pay attention, you don't have to worry about. In this way, exceeded plastic is cut away from our parts. But we need to have a smoother surface, so it's time to use the lime in order to make smoother surface on our parts. But anyway, limes are not enough. We have to use the sandpaper to obtain the smoother surface as possible. Using sandpaper, we will obtain a very smooth surface, and it could be used in our kit. This is the result. Surfaces are smoother enough and they can be glued together. It's time for the glue. Italeri glue is made to glue plastic surfaces. White glue is to glue crystal parts. Well, we will see how to use it later. How do we use the glue? How much do we have to put, and above all, where do we put it? Important in this case is the dry test. That is the positioning between the parts, but without glue, to understand if the pieces fit together well, and if we need to use again sandpaper or cutter. Okay, we have seen that our pieces fit together perfectly, so let's move on to gluing them together. Use the glue sparingly and try to arrange it precisely. No rush. We have some minutes of time before the glue will dry. So put the glue in a way that you don't have problems in fitting the part together. Be careful and try to do your best. To let the glue dry, it's better to hold the pieces together for at least 20 seconds. In this way we are more sure that the contact is done. Great, the pieces are well glued. And then we can quickly move on the next step. But before this, we have to check our parts. By the time we have done the other kit we have seen before, using the same technique, the result is very good. Once the vehicle is assembled, we can apply the color. We will use Italeri acrylic colors, completely water-based, odorless and non-toxic. But how do you apply color on a model? We take a small container and we mix the color with a little water. A ratio of 2 parts of color and 1 of water is sufficient. We spread the color on the part in question without worrying about the coverage. Surfaces has been previously worked with sandpaper to permit better grip on the surfaces itself. Now we cross the brush stroke to achieve maximum coverage, but without creating too much thickness with the color. The paint job is done, and we are very satisfied. Now all the other pieces like the tracks, the wheel, lights and secondary weapon need to be colored like this. Now it's time for the decaling. The decals are decorations to be placed on the vehicle. The piece of paper relating to the sign, logo, etc. that we are going to apply must be cut and immersed in the warm water. Do not put all decal sheet into water at the same time. Wait a few seconds and place the decal on the model with tweezers. Then we will remove the excess water with the help of a cotton swab to allow the glue of the decal to fix on the surface. Eventually, we can apply decals directly on plastic surfaces without painting them. You must be very precise and following the instruction as usual. And now it's time to use the white glue. White glue is very useful for the crystal parts like windows or similar. White glue do not damage this plastic, so the crystal parts will remain very clear, like no glue is between. In the next pictures, you'll see finished models. The first times, these simple steps could be a little difficult, but don't give up. The first model is never the point of arrival, but must represent a starting point for the next. And thanks to experience, you will be more precise and even more passionate.